Welcome back to the Green Cross Report. Knight Anthony Vultaggio had the opportunity to sit down with His Excellency Bishop Timothy Freyer. Let's take a look.
Your Excellency, you are so well respected in the order and well loved, but many of us don't know a lot about you. We get questions about where's he from, where did he grow up, why did he become a priest, and how did he become a bishop? So if you would, share a little bit about where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
So contrary to popular opinion, priests don't just pop out of the sky. I actually grew up in a family, my mom and dad and I grew up primarily in Huntington Beach in Orange County, California. I had always planned on just living in Huntington Beach, to be a banker, to get married, to have at least 4 kids. I'm an only child. Both my parents were only children. I wanted the family name to continue to exist. And so I grew up there, going to the beach, going to the pool pretty much every day of the summer, just enjoying the life of a beach kid in Huntington Beach.
When did you get the call, do you think, to be a priest? Was it one moment or was it sort of over time?
The call of the Lord came to me as my dad, who had converted to Catholicism when I was 10, he was a great man. He had a great sense of humor. We were joking all the time. He could be impatient and lose his temper for about 30 seconds, and then it was out of his system. And then when I was 13, he was diagnosed with lung cancer. And I remember him going to the hospital and coming back home, and he was in so much pain. He was always irritable. The joy was gone. And I had planned on being a banker, having a large family. I had my girlfriend at the time. But I saw whenever Father Tom came to the house and anointed him or even celebrated Mass or brought him communion, that for days my dad was different. He was like he used to be. Like the pain didn't exist. There was no suffering, it seemed. He was joyful, he was joking. And so when I'd pray, I'd hear the Lord say, if you really want to help people, become a priest. I'm like, I want lots of money since my dad was a banker. I want a big family. I want a big house. I have my girlfriend. Not just 3 strikes, but 4 strikes, no. But especially after his death, it kept coming back to me. If you really want to help people, if you want to be fulfilled, become a priest. And so on my own, being a good introvert, I started to figure out, what does a priest do other than celebrate Mass on Sunday? So I was reading books about priests at the library. I started paying more attention to what the priests were doing. I broke up with my girlfriend. I quit going to the dances. And I found that every time I put a test to the Lord, as soon as I broke up with my girlfriend, we had a co-ed group in the parish that worked where we went camping and hiking 1 weekend a month. And I realized I didn't have to have a girlfriend to have friends that were girls. I started working at a fast food restaurant. The owners were super wealthy and they were miserable and fighting all the time. And I realized money didn't bring happiness. And God just took away my barriers. And so then I said, okay, Lord, I'm yours. And it was the best decision I've ever made, to be able to trust that God knew what was best for me more than what I would know of what was best for me.
Thank you for joining me on this edition of the Green Cross Report. I'm Anna Isabel Hume, and I hope to see you next time. If you have inquiries or ideas for future stories, please leave me a message. Until then, God bless.